Hi, live from ACE in Denver 2025. Welcome to From the Tap, brought to you by your friends at Camstrup. News, views, and brews about the water industry. And we're here today to talk about with some very, very special guests. We narrowed our field of co-host applicants down to just people named Travis in the water industry. So I want to bring out two special guests, Travis Kennedy from Water Online, Chief Editor.
All right.
And Travis Wagner from Trinnex.
We are here at ACE 2025.
Welcome,
so happy to
gentlemen.
be here.
Welcome to From the Tap.
Thank you for having us.
We're part of the show now. This is awesome, man.
It's always good to have some
I am
more
really
Travises.
excited to be here. This is fantastic. Do we start with the beer and then talk, or do we talk
We
first?
can.
Okay.
So we did bring in 3 special beers. Colorado State of Mind,
That sounds appropriate.
Colorado Ale,
Still keeping with the appropriate theme.
and a triple.
Ooh, ouch. We're going to save that one for
Belgian triple, here local from the New Belgian Brewery in the area.
last. Okay. Well, we'll try to keep it together after that one. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so we can go ahead and get into it. We'll
Well, how did you get Travis 1, by the way? Like,
Well,
why is he
I think
Travis
this is rigged.
3? Yeah, I think we should switch that. Yeah, switch that around.
I don't know, guys. I was here
Oh,
first.
well, all right.
I guess it is your.
Well, I guess, all right. I'll be Travis 3. Nothing wrong. All
He
right.
has hair. That's why he's in 3rd place. If he didn't have hair, we could maybe
I'm
move
telling
him
you.
up to 2nd
There's
place.
a theme here. There's a theme here.
But
Yeah,
we,
it's
we
a drawback.
certainly,
It's a drawback.
you know, in the world of Travis's, this is certainly the much better looking one, and that's the smarter one than me for sure. So
It's
I
just
wanted
the
to
hair.
round out the field.
Right.
I'm just the
He's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
He's a
just
little bit of both.
the co-host. So let's get into it. Start off with a little Colorado State of Mind, a lager from the area here.
Since we are in the Colorado state of mind, as we are here before the show gets started, I'm excited about this one.
Now-
Nice golden, looks crisp. All right.
Now, Travis Wagner will be supporting the water industry
With water.
with water because still, without water, there is no
La Croix.
qua.
There's none of it. Like, it doesn't even exist without water, right? So it's important to
So-
everybody.
So, cheers. Welcome
Cheers.
to the show.
Cheers. All right. Wow, that's crisp.
Citrusy and crisp
I'll
on the
say.
Colorado State of Mind.
Kind of wakes you up. It's almost like the very clean water they have here in Colorado. Like, you see those commercials for Coors, it's like brewed in the Rockies.
It's like the snow melt, the mountain snow
I'm
melt.
telling you, like it's fresh, it's natural. I'm in. This is great. So I don't know where this brewery is exactly, but primo, awesome.
Excellent stuff.
Whoever gives you the water to make this beer, fantastic. I don't know if it's Denver, I don't know if it's somewhere outside, but this is,
I don't know
It's
either,
home.
but no water, no beer at all times, right?
yep. We should have a shirt like that. Oh wait, there is a shirt like that right
Producer
here.
Penny is wearing
Right.
the shirt. You can
Exactly.
get one at the AWWA bookstore for sure.
Can we get a shot of Penny wearing the shirt or no? No? Okay. Penny doesn't want to be
It's
on
not
camera.
allowed.
That's all right. That's fine. Okay. We'll take it from here.
So guys, you know, it's exciting time at ACE, and I want to hear from you all what you see of the trends in the industry today. Travis Kennedy, what are you seeing out there in the water world these days?
Well, in the industry as a whole is at sort of at a nexus point here, the way I see it. And what we're seeing on Water Online in terms of trend lines of what people are searching for, what kind of information and content they're consuming. A lot of it has to do with digital water. Making that switch from analog, sort of the old system, to the new. And that also, that carries over into the workforce as well. There's a what they call the silver tsunami, right? Where there's a more aged workforce that has a ton of experience, ton of knowledge is moving out of the market. Now it's going over to a younger generation, and digital water is going to play a big role in that because they don't know what this generation knows that's moving out. So having instruments out there and having products out there that are going to be able to tell them the data that they have to have versus having to go out into the field and get it manually is going to be key. Without it, I think we're in a lot of trouble. But the good news is there's a lot of companies out there that do exactly what I'm talking about, that are sort of ahead of the curve and getting ahead of this tsunami.
Well, I
Great.
think Travis Wagner represents one of them at
Trinnex,
Trinnex,
yeah.
a leader in the digital water space. What do you have to say about those comments?
I agree completely. And I think one of the key things we're seeing is, you know, to be honest, folks our age are getting into the leadership positions in utilities, leadership positions in companies. And we have a more appreciation for data, understand data a little bit better. And we're seeing them treat data as an asset now.
True.
Right?
Yep.
It's not just something that's collected and stored somewhere and we never go back and use. People are actually seeing the value of it. And how do I get access to it? How do I touch it? How do I use it? How do I help it make my agency more effective, efficient? And I've seen a big wave of that probably just the last couple of years even. I think COVID kind of spurred that because we had to do things a little more remotely. And see things a little more remotely, then they realized they could do a lot more with that data. And that's where we're just seeing a lot of growth right now, is just knowing we have it. Companies like Camstrop collecting this much data. What do we do? What else can we do with it besides the traditional means?
Yeah, I think that, as you said, we're in an interesting nexus. Battery technology has proven out, so that makes the ability to sense things without power open up. Communications has exploded, so you have multiple communications path to bring that over. And clearly there's a massive analytics, digital explosion to bring that back in and synthesize that data, visualize it, connect it to other pieces of the utility and the other aspects to drill into more efficiencies and effectiveness. It's really an interesting nexus of a lot of things coming to play to add value to those utilities, you know?
And you know what else is important to kind of note here is we have providers like Camstrop that are there to, and Trinnex, to also kind of be partners versus sort of the previous way that was done. Is like, here's my pump, or here's my filter, or here's my meter. Like, you should buy it because it has all these features, benefits, bells, whistles. What Camstrop does and what Trinnex does as well is they are partners. So it's not a here, buy my product. It's how can we help you? How can we go out, understand exactly what you need, and how can we teach you how to be more efficient with your data and how you can put your data to work, how you can make it work for you. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and I think a lot of our clients have made decades of investments in IT infrastructure, in all kinds of systems and all kinds of applications. That they don't want to throw those out, right? What we want to do is leverage those to the greatest amount possible to get them better efficiency, to get more from their data, more from their systems by adding bits and pieces, right?
Yeah.
It's like putting a puzzle together and the puzzle's half built, right? And we're trying to get to the next half or the next quarter. We don't have to finish it tomorrow, but let's just put some pieces in place to make it better, make the picture a little bit more vivid.
Well, I'm a Jimmy Buffett guy, right? And
Well, who isn't,
cheeseburger in
right?
paradise, right? And the cheeseburger itself is good, but when you add the other condiments, that extra data, it's that much better. So when you complement just some basic data things with some other aspects or new data in there, it really makes it more powerful into the richness of and the usefulness of that. But what do you see is the linchpins of making that go forward? I mean, we see the traction.
Yep.
What might hold us back? What's the things that could cause a hiccup in those things, in that success?
Well, from my point of view, it has to do with cross-department collaboration, right? So in the world of digital water, it's important to know and understand that there's not, whereas perhaps 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was one person that would be in charge of buying your pump or your meter or your system or whatever. There's a lot of cross-departmental collaboration going on right now in the marketplace. So you have people from multiple departments along, even the smaller municipalities have everybody involved in the decision-making process to incorporate digital water systems into their entire plant, into their systems outside of the plant, all of that type of stuff. So it's important to understand that you have to be able to not only understand the data that you're getting, but how to utilize it and how to put it to work for your municipality and for your plant, right? And the good news is, again, there's a lot of good news in this because there's companies out there that are ahead of this curve that are going to be partners in that effort, that are going to teach municipalities not just how to get the data, but how to utilize it to make a more efficient plant and how to do their job more efficiently, which is ultimately what your customers want.
Sure. So you can't be a slow drinker on the show because
Yeah,
we're
you're
about
right.
ready to go
Okay.
into the second beer
I
here.
got this. It's no problem. What do we got now?
It's a Colorado ale. Easy drinking ale is what it's marketed as, with some of the
Easy
Colorado
Okay.
colors. So we'll get into that second option here. And yeah, so we're here at day, really the pre-day of ACE, setup day, Sunday. So there's a lot of setup activity going on inside, but it's all driven in the water industry. Excited to see all some friends, some competition, some researchers, some regulatory people, utilities, distributors. What a great scene of all the people at ACE for us to interact with.
And Denver's the home of AWWA, so it's a big deal being here. We were last year in 2018?
2017, 2018,
something like that. And so it was a great show then. I expect the same here. Denver's a great city, but it's home for AWWA. So it's a great environment for this conference.
And just a wonderful organization as a whole. I mean, the fact that it's almost like a homecoming. It's a homecoming game for them, right? And you can see it. There's going to be, I mean, when this show opens tomorrow at 10 a.m. here, I can't even anticipate like what the energy is going to be like, because there's a lot of energy last year at AWWA. I can't imagine what it's going to be like now that it's here in Denver in 2025.
There's so much knowledge in the room. So
it's a big room, right?
Yeah. You're intersecting with technology, utilities, academic people, regulatory people. Bringing it all together really to help the industry is an interesting intersection. And I encourage everyone who attends to explore all parts, committees, standards, manual of practice, the exhibit hall, technical presentations. There's so much to learn about the industry. No one can know it all. Travis Wagner might be closer than me, but
he does know a lot.
He does know a lot.
Maybe you and I combined may stand a chance. I don't know.
Maybe so, but I'm working on it year to year. I've come to agree that I probably won't learn it all, but I might know somebody who knows the answer if I don't know. That's what I'm working on at this point. How is the second beer there?
It's very smooth. If I was to describe it, it's just a smooth taste. It has a little bit of a bitterness, which is a good bitterness. Like around, as soon as you sort of take a sip, I really like it. Like it is.
It is definitely smooth.
If that's your vibe for like a nice
smooth. I definitely have a smooth thing going on, guys. Come on.
Right. Exactly, right. Fits right into the theme. So I'm a big fan of it. So you guys have picked out, I haven't tried the third one yet, but 2 of the 3 so far, A+, all in.
So I'll throw you guys a little bit of interesting topic. I'm curious to your perspective. You know, we hear a lot of activity on funding, money, rates, and all those things in the economic part of all this technology. Share with me what you're seeing in those areas, because I think it's a key part of that progression. You can't do it for free.
True. So, do you mind if I go first, or do you want to go? I mean, you know more about this than I do. Man, you're the smartest guy in the room, and it's a big room.
That's not the case, but
so,
go for it.
I would just say that a couple things, actually. There's a lot of funds out there to go get. So if you're a municipality out there and you're looking for what's the first logical next step? That's what we try to break it down on the Water Online show, is when we're interviewing guests. What is the first, most logical next first step, right? What do we do first? Well, there's a lot of funds out there. Go get them. If you need ideas and you need suggestions as to where to go first, your friends at Trinnex or at Campstrup, even AWWA will be able to direct you to where to go, but the funds are out there. Secondarily to that, though, what I will say is once these digital systems are installed, you're going to make that money back quicker than you think you are. So it's not about just spending a lot of money to get install digital systems, and from there on, like, you're stuck with this high cost way of doing things. You're going to make that money back quicker than you think. And I've never come across, in all my years at Water Online and all of the municipalities I've met with, visited, I've never come across an overfunded municipality. I don't know if you guys have, right?
Never seen one either.
Right?
But
So that should be music to your ears out there. The fact that you will make your money back because it's efficient, and it will be able to give you the data you need to make your plant and your systems run better and more efficiently, it's a no-brainer in my mind.
yeah.
And I tell utilities all the time, I agree with all of that. I mean, state revolving funds are still there. All these things are still there, right? They're available. You just got to know how to go get them. But I tell utilities all the time when they're looking at digital upgrades using their data, you know, whether it's applying analytics or even just assembling it, integrating it, getting it together, you should be narrowly focused on what efficiencies is that going to give you. There's going to be some ROI, right? Whether that's on efficiency in billing with something like metrology, or I've seen utilities just by integrating data and automating some of the regulatory reporting, they're saving, 40 hours a month
Wow.
on just pulling spreadsheets and data and all these things. And like, look, that's not a check you're getting, but you can reallocate that time of those people on maintenance, on other things they should be doing. And that's the laser focus I think a lot of the utilities should be having is, where is this going to gain me efficiency and savings?
It's an indirect but direct return on investment. I mean, it can be more direct, right? But it's just in human capital, right? Their work hours.
There's two sides of it, right?
Absolutely.
And I think the key is just some prudent planning, some basic activities. If you plan is what things can set you up economic, because there's a lot of low-hanging fruit out there. You grab that low-hanging fruit, and that allows you to climb that tree and spend for the next fruit, right? And so the good news is with all this intelligence, it's so much easier to find that low-hanging fruit for these utilities. So it's an interesting time in the industry. You see the utilities starting to curve up. You actually see Wall Street being more interested in the water industry.
Without a doubt.
And so to me, that's, that has never been the darling of Wall Street, has never been the water industry. But now
we're getting there.
There's funds.
We're getting there.
There's funds,
right?
Yeah. Water companies and funds.
Water rights are part of it. California in the West, they're becoming an economic engine, and it's exciting to see that play through. Yep. So as we look at that, though, and we talked about some great big picture things. What's the Achilles heel? What's the thing that holds it up? What's the thing that, or where's the overreach? Where's the thing that maybe we're not ready for?
Right. Well, that could pop up anywhere, right? But it could also, that could hurt you. When you start thinking about where could this go wrong, it's smart to think about, don't get me wrong. But as you go through the decision-making process, you're going to want to think, how could this really hurt my plant? How could this hurt my system, right? Yeah. But at the same time, the downside is what? You waste money, but that's not it. You have a lot of data out there that says that systems, from whether it's Trinnex or Camstrip or anybody else out there that's doing big data, right? It all works. I have not heard, at Water Online, we have not heard of a story at all of any install at any municipality where they're going big on digital water and big data, that it hasn't worked, that it hasn't given them their return on investment. So I would say sort of that proverbial leap of faith that you have to take in order to do this, right? To get it started. Because once you take that proverbial leap of faith, you're going to see it for yourself firsthand, and all of a sudden it's not a problem. Those concerns go away because you see the real data.
Yeah. I'll take a different tack because that was very well said. I think sometimes, look, we're on the private side, whether it's product, services, et cetera. We love good marketing. We love good messaging. and sometimes I think we get a little ahead of what is in front of our clients at times, right? It's really a crawl, walk, run, and hopefully fly one day. And as we're out here, we use terms like digital twin and some of these other things, a utility can get 90% of the value of a digital twin and never get to the digital twin. Just by integrating data, doing some analysis, doing some visualization, and they don't even have to have a digital twin. And sometimes we're out here talking about these big things, and it can be either intimidating or overwhelming. And so that's why we have to start with meet them where they are, right? Everybody's a little bit different place in the journey, right? Even two big utilities, top 10s, they're going to be different places of that journey, surprisingly very different places. And you got to kind of meet them somewhere there in the middle, because otherwise you're just going to go a little too far, a little too intimidating, a little too, whoa. We're not ready. Well, okay, let's get you ready for where you need to be.
Without a doubt. I'm sorry. I just want to say about those generations that we talked about in the beginning, like what you were talking about, Travis, which is like some of the more seasoned veterans of the water industry may be a little bit more hesitant to digital water because it's difficult to understand at times. But you have the younger generation sort of coming into these engineering firms and at municipalities, and they get it. They've grown up on screen.
Civil engineers coming in coding.
Right, exactly. I can't code, but the whole new generation's coming in. It seems like everybody knows how to code. It's the
not
language.
Me, but
right.
Maybe him. But
right.
I've had to learn though. I didn't learn it in school.
But I think I see smart water akin to education. It's a journey, and you never finish. And there's a natural progression, right? You can't skip bachelor's degree and go to PhD, and not everyone is going to be a PhD of smart water.
Right.
you're going to climb into it. You're going to climb into it over time. And so those things will grow, but we have so much opportunity just exploding right there at where we are and that education. So that's interesting. I want to get into our last beer.
Oh, man, okay.
And I told you can't be a slow
doing
drinker
okay.
on the
Right,
show.
exactly. All right. It's okay.
Producer Penny will put it on us if we go over time. You know, this.
Are we on the clock? Like,
well,
can we
loosely,
nurse it a little bit?
A little
All
bit.
right, okay.
This is our new Belgian triple for the triple
the nursing
Travis
one.
play, right?
All right, yeah, the triple Trav.
So I did want to bring up one other thing that I thought could be an Achilles heel of the digital water thing.
Let's hear it.
So it's really three things because
Okay.
it's a triple.
Is
right?
it one or three? It's three?
It's three,
All right,
yeah.
hit us.
So
You're the smart one, so you're going to answer first.
bad data,
Yeah.
unreliability, and obsolescence of technology. So I think those three things, if I was a utility, and we may have to take a pause.
Right. I got to wave back from the forklift guy. He's just like, hey, man, I'm just doing my job, and so are you. It's all right. I mean, they're working hard here.
He is working hard.
AWWA is working hard to bring us the best ACE show ever, and I love it. Keep working hard, guys.
Absolutely. So, you know, all these things that we're going, it's like you wouldn't want to get on an airplane if they were throwing bad gas in there.
Probably not.
Or someone didn't do the maintenance on the engine, right? If
Right,
it was
yeah.
unreliable. Or
Probably
maybe you were flying, you know, an old DC-3. Might be a little unnerving of the obsolescence.
DC-3,
right?
you're throwing out.
I am old. I have flown on a DC-3. I did not today.
Right, okay.
But what is the, you know, how dangerous are those ledges for us as we move through this digital journey from you guys' perspective?
I think the danger is not knowing about the three.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
If you know about bad data, unreliable data, obsolescence, you can manage it and deal with it. You know about it, you know how to prioritize it. You can take it one step at a time. Again, crawl, walk, run, fly. It's when you don't know it. You don't know what you don't know, right? That's the risk,
Yeah,
right?
that's a great
and tie into
point.
that cybersecurity too.
Oh, so there's an awesome one
Yeah,
because that's a scare. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's why we have
Nailed
him
it.
on the
He
show.
nailed it,
'cause
right?
He's way smarter than I am.
Yeah, exactly. We bring
but
in the
it
smart
ties
guy,
right
and all of a
into it.
sudden, he's making
Got a
us
good
look
point.
better. Like, I love it. This is awesome. Keep going. No, don't stop.
But that ties right into it, right? So I think just having that informed view of what you got and how good it is, because even sometimes bad data, you learn something from it.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
You do.
But you don't learn anything of it. You make bad decisions if you don't understand the quality and the
I think validation of data is an important thing before you dig. Dig's where it gets real, right?
Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah.
Dig's expensive, so validation before you dig is maybe a linchpin in there, right? Because you can get, you know, you can get excited, maybe a little over anxious, and spend a lot of money digging a dry hole. Right. Not what nobody wants to practice digging, right?
Right. Exactly. But one thing, I mean, I think it's a great point in terms of like nobody wants bad data, right? But you can still learn something from it, right? But here's the thing, we're way ahead of where we were 10 years ago when it comes to digital water.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
So the incidence of bad data, I mean, I don't know if I've heard about it in a long time, because and you hear that some people say like there's this moniker that there's no such thing as bad data. And I kind of agree with that in terms of what you just said, which is you can learn from it. Even if it's data that may not be as accurate as you think it should be, chances are it's pretty freaking accurate, right? So like, and you learn from it.
And the tools we have now to rapidly identify it and evaluate it than we did say 10 years ago. We're not opening these massive spreadsheets and trying to do these manual evaluations. We have such better enterprise level tools to deal with that now.
And I think when you get AI coming in the picture, you'll get just that, you know, validation of the data of this is, you know, potentially obscure. To see that technology come in to play a part of it will be another step in the journey, right?
And it's kind of the boring side of what we hear about AI all around us, but it's the valuable side
Yeah.
of what we hear about.
Yeah.
You know, AI all around us. It's the ability to flag and identify and find bad equipment, find bad data, find all these things quickly. You know, it's not as fun as a chat GPT to talk to, but it's going to bring these utilities more value than that ever will.
Without a doubt. I can remember when AWWA, the ACE show, was in Philadelphia. It was, I believe, about 10 years ago in our hometown where Water Online is in Philadelphia at ACE. And I remember that was the first ACE show that I remember thinking like, wow, they are making the transition to more digitally focused products as a feature, right? And I never would have thought sitting here or standing here 10 years later that we'd be talking about how AI is playing a role in water like data. Didn't even cross my mind, but now it's
right there.
It is.
I first tried to start bringing it into the market just over 10 years ago, and nobody wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, there's clearly a readiness
you just had to turn
now.
that conversation off.
Right. Nobody was ready.
Yeah.
Right. You got to, like you said, you got to meet them where they are. Like nobody was ready, but I got to say, I don't know about you, T, or you, Trav, but like everybody's talking about it, right?
Even an old guy like me acknowledges you're going to have to get on that train, right?
Right.
Because it's coming, and either you're a part of it or you're left behind.
Exactly right.
And the sooner you get comfortable with it, the better off you're going to be, because it's going to be a factor.
Without a doubt. No doubt about that.
So thank you for joining From the Tap, gentlemen.
Our
Cheers,
pleasure. This was
pros,
awesome.
salute.
The three Travises together,
Travis,
man.
cheers.
Right?
Travis.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed you guys' insight. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And thank for everybody for watching and,
Yeah.
and joining us here today. This has been great. I appreciate the invite. Can't wait to do this again. But thanks.
We will always welcome Travis's back on the show.
All right.
Good deal. Well, happy
We'll take
Ace.
All right.
Favorite beers?
So I really actually liked the Colorado State of Mind. It was the most flavorful of the three. This was kind of simple, but that had a good IPA tang in it. I'm not a triple guy, so it was a good triple. It wasn't too
There's
harsh.
a lot there, right?
Yeah.
It's got a lot to
But I would say that. What about you?
Well, this was kind of being a lot right now. Like it was definitely kind of like in your face, like boom, it kind of hits you. I'm with you though. This is crisp, clean. It's solid. Like I would love to walk away with a case of this, to bring back to the old beer fridge back in Philadelphia.
Don't tell Bruce, but day 3 I might not be a peer. I might go hunt this out.
That's it. If you do, call me because I'm going to come with you because I'm going to get myself a little bit of that. And again, don't tell Bruce.
Don't
we
tell
don't.
Bruce.
So.
All right, Travis Wagner, what's your favorite flavor of liqueur?
Well, right now I'm drinking the lime.
The La Croix.
Yeah, exactly.
The lime La Croix.
I just like the bubbles. I'm about the bubbles.